So Dave, both your kids are here?
Yeah. This is Boha, man. It's dinner time, man.
I mean, your point of view, BS, but our point of view, with the information that we told you, we can't take any chances. You know what I mean?
I know, but you guys are so.
The case, but we cannot take anything for granted.
Yeah, and I hear you, but it's just it's extremely extra, especially when misinformation is being touted about me, about my conduct and what I've done.
Oh yeah, I'd be upset too.
Yeah, I'm like, well, what do you want me to be? I'm like, and then to be detained, and then be, earlier, like when I was outside my house talking to the MPs, were like, oh, you can't go in. I'm like, there's no law. I couldn't go in. I'm like, what fucking law are you guys trying to set? No law. They're just like, oh, you're detained. I'm like, detained under what law? Still can't tell me. Stupid.
We wouldn't let you in either. With the situation, we know what's in the house, who's in the house.
I mean, you guys are citing officer safety, but there's no law for officer safety. There's no law. None. No law. It's all made up shit. I'm just telling you. This is what I do. I look up laws. I know what I'm able to do, what I can't do. I mean, I'm a veteran. You have to know what you can and cannot do. You know what I mean? This is just insane to me. That I'm not allowed to do what I want to do. This is crazy. You want to talk about a mental health evaluation? The mental health evaluation should go to the person who's lying about my conduct. Is there a recourse for that? Can I file a complaint against that person?
I'm sure he has a supervisor to talk to all the time.
Yeah, but that's all it ever goes to. Oh, talk to a supervisor, file a complaint, but then they go nowhere. I'm still going to file complaints. Like, all the way around. This is crap. I mean, I didn't give up my ID, but I did identify it within the parameters of what Texas allows for identification. No worries. It's another day in the life of me.
Hey, David.
How's it going?
Pretty good. My name's Sean.
Hi, Sean.
So how did we get into all this?
Okay, I'll tell my story again, but I'll reiterate it. No worries.
Kind of
Give you the abridged version.
Well, tell me about what happened in the military. They said you got discharged, right?
Honorably.
They didn't. They just said you're discharged, not active, right?
Yeah, I'm not active. I'm a veteran. Yeah, I did 5 years active Navy, 3 years Army National Guard.
Any issues? No problem.
Nope. Got out. Honorable discharge. Got out. Just, parted ways with the military. Went to college. Wrestled at Arizona State.
How long y'all been married?
2 years. We've been together 5, though.
How many kids y'all have?
2.
2? How old are they?
3 and 1.
3 and 1? So little bitties.
Biddies. Yep, little biddies.
So, tell me a little bit about what happened Monday.
So Monday, my wife went to her behavioral health meeting. She also got told that she was going to be NJP'd and counseled. I think that day was that day also.
What is that?
Non-judicial punishment.
Okay.
And she was, I think she was counseled that day. I can't remember if that was the day we was counseled, but her and I together went to the chaplain to discuss our marriage, to discuss our what's going on with us. Because marriage-wise, because she's been depressed and she's been wanting to go out and, have fun and not help take care of the kids and stuff like that, we've had issues at home. So I said, hey, it's a big deal to me that we've had these issues, and, we wanted to work it out, so we went to the chaplain, had a really good discussion with the chaplain. I learned some news that I didn't want to know, that I didn't like, from my wife and the chaplain. So I went to... So we went home, or she went back to work, I went home, and I was ruminating on it for a while, and then she went to go help drop off a soldier at his house, one of her friends, and then she came back, and then when we talked, I was just telling her, I'm like, hey, I'm not feeling good either. I know you're depressed, but I'm not feeling good either, because I was telling her, based on everything what's going on with you, I want to take me and the kids and get out of the situation. Like, go to Arizona or go up to Chicago with my brother or whatever, just to get away for a little while, just to let her figure out what she needs to figure out, or deal with whatever she needs to deal with before, and then we talked about it some more throughout the night, and all I told her was, like, I'm not feeling good either. I feel like going to hit the heavy bag. I feel like going to go running or do something, like hit the gym, like be physical, right? And she took that as me saying that I'm gonna do violence against myself. Okay. And then because she went in the room looking for the gun. I'm like, you're not gonna go look for my gun. I hid it. I locked it.
It's your gun?
Mine.
Your gun?
Mine. Okay. So hid it, locked it, put it away. Because I knew she couldn't find it. So I was like, okay, I know where it's at. So we talked through it over the course of the night. And we came to a really good understanding. And we talked for like 3 hours. Came to a really good understanding. I accepted and owned what she told me that I didn't like. I relayed to her how I felt in that moment, but I also understood the totality of what she's dealing with her command issue. So I said, I'm here to support you. I was wrong in the sense that I said I wanted to go, but and I said I'm here to back you. I should have kept my mind in the right spot. So when we got up in the morning, I apologized. Said, hey, my mindset is with you. I'm backing you 100%. And that's where my mindset is, right? So that's really the entire thing. I mean, and then so today she goes to her regular appointment, even though she has off. She was supposed to have off. She goes to her appointment. She meets with her actual psychiatrist or whatever she is. I don't know her official title. Met with her, and then she get admitted through them. And then Maria said, I wasn't in a good way. I wanted to hurt myself, and David did too, but not in the way she did. I did too, in the sense that I would rather go punch a heavy bag without gloves, or I'd go wrestle, work out, because I'm a physical dude. That's what I would rather go do. You know what I mean? To vent my anger.
So, when they were admitting her into the hospital, how were you feeling?
Well, kind of relieved, because she needs help, right? I know that, and I stand.
Were you aggravated at any point?
No, I stand by her decision to do it, because it's only going to help her, right? Because she felt better at Rock Springs. They had her on, I guess, a combination of meds that she liked and that was working for her. And then when she left Rock Springs before, they cut her off cold turkey and said, "Oh, you're good to go." And they left her back on Prozac at the regular prescription that she had before. So when she was telling them, "Hey, I'm not feeling in a good way. I want to be admitted inpatient," in my mind, like, okay, she's going to go back to Rock Springs, and we're going to have to deal with her Article 15 and stuff when she gets out, or she'll deal with her med board or whatever the case. So I was sitting there. I went to the hospital to support her, because I went to the VA this morning for my appointment, came back, and I went to the hospital to support her and be with her.
What kind of appointment did you have?
Sleep apnea.
So you don't sleep very well?
No.
When's the last time you had a good night's sleep?
With my sleep apnea machine recently? But I mean, normally I'm like, I'll stay up a good 2 or 3 hours more than my family, because I write. I'm a writer. I write books, poetry, plays.
So you said y'all went and talked to your preacher, minister?
The chaplain, the on-post chaplain, her chaplain. That's who we talked to.
Do you have a good number for him?
She does. I don't.
Do you have a name?
It's a 2-bar, Captain something. I honestly can't remember his name. You know what? She probably texted me. I'll get to it later. But all I know is she's the chaplain.
And I know it upset you, the information that you found out when y'all had that meeting. Mm-hmm. And maybe it might shed some light on how we end up handling this. And I don't mean to pry, but it's kind of my job to figure all these pieces out. You mind me asking you what it was that had you upset?
It's honestly, it's just a marital issue. It's just, I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't want to expound upon that. It's just, like, we've both done it, and then this is just something that helps me understand where we were at as far as our marriage, as far as our relationship, but it also helped me understand where she's at in relation to her treatment and health. So I have pretty good emotional intelligence. I processed it really bad at first when I first heard it, and then progressively it got better. You know, but as anybody taking any news of your spouse doing anything outside of the marriage purview is going to be upsetting, right? You know, so that's.
When you found out on Monday, was it something recent?
Recent that she did? Yeah, it was within the last 3 weeks. So it was just upsetting. But like I said, I in the morning I had processed everything, and then I went right back to my support for her. Yeah, I mean, it's unwavering at this point.
Do you take any medication?
Fish oils. That's it, because I'm fat and I need to lose weight. For my sleep apnea. They said it'll help.
What about drinking?
I don't. At all.
Drugs?
Nope.
Marijuana?
Nope.
Nothing?
Can't on post anyway, but no.
Yes, sir.
Just another day in the neighborhood.
Yeah. It's a long process, man.
Man, this
It's
is...
something we got to go through and verify that you're okay.
It's just like a conversation was just say, hey man, this dude's pretty even keeled. Like, he's good to go.
Believe it or not, we've had a lot of people who are A-okay, they can talk just fine.
I know, but
normally,
I understand what you're saying, but they're not medical professionals either. You know what I mean? I can't go after their medical credentials because I don't have them.
Yeah.
They're making an evaluation based on other people's words. So they're making their evaluation on hearsay and then my dialogue with them.
They do have training though.
Training does not give you medical credence to say, hey, you're 5150. Bye. No, it doesn't do that at all. It doesn't give them any right to do that. But, you know, it's just like, I don't know, it's just like your cousin Willie come up to you. I took 2 classes regarding mental health, and I think you have a problem, so we're going to lock you up and put you in a facility and fuck your life entirely up until we decide that your life is not fucked up.
I think you're a bit more extreme. I think they determine to go to somewhere, they can make that determination.
Right, but they're making a determination on the spot whether or not you should go see somebody, and that's a medical determination that they're making. You know what I mean? Like, it's the only thing I can go after them is for their post credentials, but there's not a likely chance that I want to get that win. You know, because they could, oh, well, you know, I'm going to get let go from this department, go right over to another department down the road.
I thought about changing my career, my degree plan.
What's your degree plan?
Right now, from the to something more oh my gosh, I can't speak.
Psychology?
Yeah. So a lot of what we do is just that, deal with people who we interact with on a daily basis that
Sure.
most people don't have to deal with.
Well, to be licensed in the state of Texas, that's a master's degree program, and that's like 65 credit hours plus rotation hours, like your clinical hours.
Yeah.
And that's about 4,000 clinical hours on top of all the schooling you'd have to do.
Yeah, I've realized over time that I'm not a big fan of school.
Yeah, no, I'm the opposite. I love school. Like, I'm in my second master's program. I'm getting a Master of Fine Arts in Fiction. And then after that, I'm going to get either my PhD in sports psychology or I'm going to get my PhD in English.
What do you do?
I teach English at Vista.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you like it?
I love it. I love teaching. Like, I taught online before, but I've never taught in the classroom. And this is my first time in the classroom, and I love it. Like, it's. I think I have a calling. But I also write books. You know, I have 3 books on Amazon right now, and I'm trying to write. I'm gonna have a book of poetry out by December. That's the goal. I'm gonna have my plays. That sounds rough. I'm gonna have a feature length play and a couple other plays out by February, and then I've got a trilogy of young adult books that I'm writing right now that are gonna be hopefully out in like May, June, July of next year.
You did 3 books in Arizona.
On Amazon. So the first one's a collection of short stories,
About what?
just different types of short stories. It's called
Relation to children, adults?
everything. It's got everything. It's called Hell's Waiting Room and Other Stories. And then my play is called Mort Dans Le Bois. And then I have a book of poetry, A Rock in Hard Times. I wish I had a card on me. I'll give you my card. You can go look it up on Amazon. That way you can take a look. I feel like I need a towel. I feel like I showered, came out, and just showered again.
I was stationed in Okinawa, Japan, and humidity is so thick.
Yeah, oh, I know.
Horrible.
I believe it. I mean, I never went to Okinawa. Like I said, I went to Sasebo, been to Nagasaki, Peace Park, went to Yokosuka, been to, like I said, I've been to Korea, I've been to,
Where in Korea?
well, so the ship pulled into,
Busan?
yeah. So that's where the ship pulled into, and then we went to Seoul.
So,
Came back out. We went to our next port was Singapore. We went from Singapore to Palau to the Mediterranean, or not Mediterranean, the Arabian Gulf. So we went on a go. We went through the Malacca Straits back to Singapore, and then we went to the Persian Gulf, the Gulf of Oman, and all that.
what you do in the Navy?
I was an operations specialist, so I did like radars, communications, ship to ship, stuff like that.
How'd you get out? It seemed like you were a tough guy. You
So,
couldn't get radar,
a lot of it. So I was also a Navy wrestler. So a lot of it came down to my captain. So I had made the all Navy wrestling team in 2008, Olympic year. I was thinking, this is my shot to at least go to the team trials. Like, this is my shot to prove myself, right? So I'm on the team, spending some time on the team, and then next thing you know, my command's calling me back to go on deployment, even though I felt I wasn't needed. I was like an extra body, right? I mean, I was qualified. It was based on my qualifications because I was qualified to do everything down here. And they're like, captain's like, no, we need you. And I said, well, you're gonna have to send me home halfway through anyway. I'm gonna get out. He's like, well, you're not gonna get out. I said, I'm gonna get out and go to Arizona State because I had buddies at Arizona State already wrestling. So my mindset was like, okay, they have a creative writing program, which is what I wanted to do in the first place. And then I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna get into school and tackle civilian life. Get out of the Navy in June of 2008. Drive from Florida to Arizona, and then I actually couldn't get into ASU right away because of my GPA from high school. And my ACTs and SATs weren't like super high, they were low, or they were like medium. So they're like, well, you don't meet the requirements. So I went to South Mountain Community College for a semester, and then was able to get in based on how many credits I had at that point. So the fall semester at ASU, that's when I started. So, and then at ASU, I wrestled, stayed on the mat, and then graduated in 3 years because I was constantly taking classes. I was taking like 4 or 5 classes a semester. Yeah. Even through like the winter semester, I took, or the winter term, I took a class, and then every summer semester, I took 2 classes. So I had the A and B schedule, and I took 2 classes per session, and that's how I was able to graduate in 3 years. And then the rest of my GI Bill I used for my master's degree.
Before you got out, or after you got out, did you meet your wife?
Oh, way after. So my wife is 10 years my junior. I met her 2013. Yeah, I met her in 2013.
How old are you?
I'm 33. Well, turning 33 this month. So, 9/22. But yeah, I turned 33 this month. Yeah, it's a long journey to get here.
Say again?
It's been a long journey.
I like it.
Yeah, life's that way though.
Yeah.
Like in the military, it's fast. It's it's easier in some ways.
It is.
And then you get out and you're like, oh, life is different. Well, civilian life anyway.
Well, when I got out, I was so relieved.
Were you?
Yeah, I don't ever want to go back.
Oh, I'm the same way. My mentality is exactly the same way. The whole reason I went in the National Guard is because ASU is trying to say we're not going to give you in-state tuition. So I was like, I've had my ID here since 2006.
But don't you need to pay like 8 years?
Residency?
No, it's like duty. You have 5 years in Navy, don't you need like do 8 years altogether?
Yeah. So I did. Well, no, because you can do inactive ready reserve, which is like you're on call sort of, but you don't have to like go. So, but if they did call me up, they'd be like, okay, you're going back, and they could do that up to 3 years when you got out. So going in the National Guard was actually serendipitous anyway, because I'd already fulfilled that obligation. So, yeah, so I went in the National Guard, and because National Guard, one, you get automatic in-state tuition, and they had a tuition reimbursement program at the time. So
You go to National Guard, Texas?
no, Arizona.
Arizona?
Yeah, so Arizona National Guard, did National Guard for 3 years, and then just said, you know, I'm good. And the reason I stopped doing that is because I was like, my unit was on deployment, they came back, and, you know, like, we didn't really do much. I mean, I sat in the hallway pretty much for 2.5 years, so I was like, well, there's no reason for me to re-enlist. And then, like, so it took my unit 6 months because we only did the one weekend.
Is that 4K? Like a 4K video?
It's pretty good. I don't know if it's 4K. Like, it's legit, though.
Yeah,
The hacker test.
You see this?
It's legit. It's
like
legit.
HD.
It's like decent
that's
quality.
nice.
Yeah, it's pretty decent quality. I
What
mean, you
phone
can.
is that?
So this is the new 9, the Note.
Golly.
Yeah.
Galaxy Note 9?
Yes.
I just took a port. Somebody stole one of those.
Oh yeah. Well, better hold on to mine.
Yeah,
But-
they stole that right on Walmart.
At Walmart.
Like they somehow got off the wire, put in the pocket, and walked out.
Well, they have so they have the 128 gig, which is this one, but they also have the 512 gig. Like
That's not a lot, though. I didn't-
512 gigs. That's like that's half a terabyte.
Yeah, but
That's still a lot of storage. I mean,
as many photos as you take over years and years. Eventually, it's not enough.
but I think they have a partnership with. I mean, because Samsung has different apps, you can put them up in the cloud.
Yeah.
So you could either do the cloud and I have my Google Drive. I can put photos on there, but I don't know. I don't know how long like it retains those. Like
I'm not sure. I'm asking you, but is that like an Android phone?
yes, Android. Like my wife had an iPhone for a little while. I think the iPhone
I don't like that.
8 back in the day. We didn't like it. She was like, it doesn't hold in hardly anything. It just, it was just, I say, inferior product. Doesn't even have, I don't even know if they have them like on there, but the RF blaster. So the RF top of the thing, which you can download an app to change your channel if you have the Android phone or the app. It acts as a universal remote. So, my goodness. I thought I stood around a lot as a teacher. Shows you how out of shape I am, guys. I am a shape. Round is a shape.
I need to go get the gloves. These things are my favorite gloves, man. I want to give them up.
It's hard. You gotta move on sometimes, though. Gotta get new ones.
We'll do it. I'll wash them and keep going.
You guys know what time it is?
Yeah. It is 10 to 6.
10 to 6? Because these guys start charging after 6. I mean, I guess extenuating circumstances pervading, but
How much you guys pay a week? I think, didn't they say it's like 140 per kid?
yeah, it's expensive. It's like, well, for us, we got a deal. It's like $218 for both kids per week.
That's not bad.
So that's not bad at all. I mean, it's still like almost $900 or a G or something when you all work out the. Plus, we always get hit with late fees, so because their pay schedule is on a Wednesday. So it's like if you don't pay by Wednesday, then it's too late. But we all get paid on Fridays, most days, So we get either paid on the weekend or we get paid. If we do get paid in the middle of the week, it's just by luck and happenstance. It's not by design. You know what I mean? And then with me at Vista, our pay schedule is so weird. Well, I get paid every 2 weeks technically, but it's I don't know. Like it took me a long time to get paid in the first place. I had almost taught a full month before I got my paycheck. So I was like, well, you know, like I'm sitting here driving back and forth, but we thought we were doing the smart thing, so we took a loan. We're like, okay, we'll get the money now and then just pay it back when I get the money. But it happens to, you know, you happen to need the money as you go too. So it's just like we're paying it back in increments because I have a whole nother class I'm teaching. So, but.
So your wife working like S shop?
So she works in the. So she does transportation, right? So she works with transportation battalion, and she's a transportation coordinator. So she does like the TMRs for movements, and she does the. She updates the status board at the company to let them know who's doing what and what's going out. So that's what she does, and she does like a lot of extra stuff, like just like maintenance. I mean, you know, PMS the Humvee, PMCS the Humvees, and different vehicles in their shop or in their motor pool.
So she's an E4 and
she's an E4, right? So they'll literally have her PMCS all the Humvees by herself. They'll be like, hey, I go out there and good luck, because everybody else is, you know, E7 or above.
Yeah.
So except for Staff Sergeant Williams, who's her first line, but we didn't even know who her first line was for months because of how.
She works at the county level?
No, she works the company level.
Really?
Yes. So she works at the company level doing all this, and in front of like the company commander, the XO, top, and platoon sergeant, everybody. Like right there in that, there's like an office over there in the motor pool. That's where she works, or spends a majority of her time. So it's just, she's like in an odd spot. Like she's in a good spot, like you would think, but just the abuse that she takes from the E7s and the different officers in charge of her, because she has no recourse. I mean, and this is what's pushed her behavior to seek help for severe depression. So that's literally full circle on how the hell I'm right here. You know what I mean? But it's just like, I don't know what somebody else is telling them. Obviously it's misinformation, because they're saying I was going to harm myself or others. Like, it's not even the case. Not true. Never was true. You know, I mean, there's nothing wrong with being masochistic in the sense that you want to go work out or you want to go like punch a bag or anything. It's just natural male aggression. You know what I mean?
But this is very unusual because normally it doesn't take nearly this long. So.
Well, because there's no legal precedent to hold me here against my will to.
I would disagree with you. I mean, I don't want to get in a debate, but I would disagree.
To legal precedent to hold me against my will for doing nothing?
Well, you're detained. Well, it's not for nothing.
I am detained, but it's not a detention for any criminal behavior. You know, I mean, it's a mental health detention, but they're not medical professionals to make an on-the-spot decision on what my mental capacity is.
Well, I guess the sheriff, who is authority, gave them authority. That's why we call them, because we don't have.
Right, but they still don't have that authority. Like, so when I go to court, if I go to court and sue and say, you know what, hey, you know, if my counselor asks, you know, what's your medical background? What medical degrees do you have? Where did you go to school? Like, what's your pedigree? And they say, no, I got like 4 days of training. That's insufficient for a lot of stuff. I mean, you can obviously see the discrepancy in getting a little bit of training to justify altering someone's life. You see what I'm saying? Because, I mean, you got to look at it from my purview. Let's say,
I understand completely.
well, I'm just giving you the hypothetical. Let's say I get detained and taken somewhere. My kids go somewhere else. Then it's going to start a long legal battle. I got all these witnesses. I got all these people that we got to get into court. They're going to force me to, you know, pay my own court fees. They're going to say, oh, well, you got to get a lawyer. You got to do this. So I'm already going to have to take time off work. That's already going to cost me a goatload of money. And it's going to put my kids in a place where I don't know where they're going, you know, and I don't trust that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to go somewhere being evaluated against my will. And they're going to say, well, you're angry. I'm like, well, no shit, Sherlock. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to be angry for being detained by a non-medical professional, being held and driven somewhere so a medical professional can say, you know what? Hey, you're just an angry dude based on the information and things that are going on in your life. That's it. Like that's gonna like. Then eventually I'm gonna get released. My kids are gonna be somewhere, not with me. And then some asshole judge is gonna try and put stipulations on my conduct and where I can go with my kids. So you don't see like the whole litany of shit that I could face. Like that's like I mean
Tell me how we see it.
how you see it.
As
So
law enforcement right here right now.
so as law enforcement, you're seeing it as you guys are getting a call for service, saying, "Hey, we have a gentleman who we're being told." So somebody's saying hearsay. So somebody is saying, "Hey, he may be or might be harmful to himself or others." Okay, so you go detain the person.
Well, I mean, besides that, what else you got told about this call?
I don't know. What did you get told about the call?
I'm not sure you that we were told that MP had stated you had a gun in your mouth.
Right.
You said that's completely lies.
That's complete false. Yeah.
I just wanted you to iterate.
Oh, so based on what all the lies they've perpetuated. Are they coming to me?
Medical. You are. So I
Okay.
guess they call it a medical professional.
Sure. Great. Unless that's CPS.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Could be that.
Yeah. So, like you say, we cannot take this situation granted.
Right. And no,
I'm not saying
and
you will.
I completely understand. But once
Let's say
you.
in a different alternate universe, we
Uh-huh.
let you go, and something does happen. Like how we don't feel.
Right, but-
as a man, like we had you, and something happened. You know what I mean? That's why we gotta make sure we cover all our bases and everybody's squared away.
Right, but what's the person making the decision on whether or not I'm secured away, or I'm within my mental faculty to do what I'm legally allowed to do, is a non-medical professional who may have law enforcement experience, but so what? It's not like you guys can't make mistakes. It's not like people don't. You know what I'm saying? But let's talk about the alternatives. You guys let me go. I drive up to Chicago. Give my weapon to my twin brother. Let my kids stay there till my mom gets them, and then I come back here and go to work like nothing's wrong with my day, and then wait till my wife is released so we can be back home together.
The concern is though is that because the weapon is right now. I mean, think about it. Everything is revolving around the weapon.
Right, they're butthurt because I didn't give it to them.
Hear me out. So they're saying that you were threatening yourself, or killing yourself, whatever. I'm not exactly sure the wording. You're refusing to give up your weapon. Now you're about to pick up your kid after they said that you were threatening to possibly harm yourself, possibly the kids. Okay.
That's what they've said.
And
Yeah.
now you got bags packed in the front passenger seat.
Right,
Talking about leaving the state
right.
where nobody else knows what's going on with your situation
My family does.
in Chicago.
Yeah.
That's the whole,
And
that's
my
all
mom.
the way up on the north side. So
Yeah.
from here to there, anything could happen and nobody would know. So our concern right now is not only your safety, but for the kids.
Sure.
Okay?
You know, but
I'm
it
gonna be
was.
honest with you, as of right now, I don't feel comfortable with you leaving with a gun. And I say that only because due to the situation, the phone calls that we've received, the information that we have, the totality of the circumstances says that, hey, there's a possibility that you may harm yourself or the children. Okay?
Yeah, that's.
But you got to understand, like
It's all on hearsay. I mean, you're denying my rights. You're detaining me based on hearsay. This is all on hearsay. So there's no evidence of anything other than, hey, I have bags packed because I told you I'm taking a trip with my kids. You're absolutely right. I'm also lawfully allowed to have that. It's registered to me,
And information we received, that's why we're here.
and I completely understand. But you got to look at it from my point of view. I mean, like I said, I have no beef with law enforcement, but that's why I understand the law and learn the law, so I know what I can and cannot do within the scope of what I'm allowed to do. You see what I'm saying? Like that's why I learn Texas laws, and that's why I'm learning what I'm learning to be an advocate for myself, because I'm not going to let someone deny me of my rights without a fight. You know what I'm saying?
But then we run back to the prime example, school shooting. Most of the people that do that, correct, they have mental issues. Do they not? The ones that are
Sure.
prominent and have been displayed on the news, a lot of them have mental issues.
They also have a history of it.
Correct.
I don't.
That's
You
not
can-
what we're being told. So that's the issue we're running into, man.
No, and I get it.
It's just we're just trying to make sure that everybody's safe.
And I get it. You know, it's just loony, you know, but it comes down to them being butthurt, the command being butthurt that I'm not relinquishing my property that could be still used in a crime against someone else, and ultimately they're going to be like, well, that's Mr. Welch's guy that did that.
I don't think you would just simply give the gun. You should get a paperwork document saying this is a serial number.
But that doesn't mean that doesn't mean that they can't still perpetrate a crime with my weapon.
Okay.
Because they would be in possession of my weapon at that point, and I wouldn't be. So I tried talking to. Hi.
Hey, so you're worried about somebody committing a crime with your gun?
Well, no. So let me backtrack. The command is butthurt that I didn't let them take my weapon from me and secure it. I told them that I will secure it myself. I will drive it up to my brother in Chicago, and I'm going to take my kids away from this situation so me and my wife can have time to resolve us.
So where's your wife's gun?
My wife doesn't have a gun. I have a gun. It's my property,
It was a gun
my
in the house, but it was his gun
Yes.
that his brother gave him in Arizona.
Yes. For my birthday.
For your birthday, yep. You did tell me that.
Yes, sir.
And tell me about the discharge one more time.
My discharge? Honorable.
Honorable?
Yeah.
Nothing attached to it at all?
Nope.
So if I
I
was,
could pull out my DD-214. You want to see my DD-214?
so since we were just on the phone with Jag and they were to tell us that you were out of the Army because of mental health reasons and mental illness reasons.
You can go ahead and call whoever you want to call. I can give you my DD-214 and my National Guard
No,
paper.
I'm telling you, that's what
they told us. So you're saying they're lying to us on the phone?
Yeah, Jag didn't tell you that.
Yeah, they did. He just got off the phone.
I didn't get out for mental health reasons at all. Never. That was a lie.
Okay,
So-
so Jag's lying to us. Okay.
Yeah, Jag's lying to you.
Okay.
I didn't get out for no reason like that.
Any idea why Jag would lie to us on the phone?
Because they don't have my information.
Okay.
They're making up shit as they go.
You're gonna call that person back and
They're trying to back up the command that's butthurt because I didn't give them my weapon. That's all it comes down to is the command's butthurt. It's a long process, guys.
but you I hope
I
you
get
see
it.
our
I get it. I
side
get it.
of
I get it. I get it. I've been talking with these gentlemen. They've explained like the long and the short of it. I get it. That's why I'm respecting the process. I'm doing my due diligence. You guys do yours, of course.
Hopefully I look thin on your reporting.
I've mainly just been shooting kind of just like space. I haven't really been putting my camera on anybody's face or not. I don't know if you guys are working on undercover capacity or whatever. So I'm just trying not to like.
Well, we appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm just trying to document for my case and whatnot. My deal.
I'm sorry, David, this is Mr. Garza.
Do you mind if I
He's
put
with
you
Child
on?
Protective Services.
Okay.
How's it going? Well, I forget. Hope you haven't appreciate that. Found one of these last year from the last case, but I'd still ahead and give you another one. But it's a parents' guide to investigation. I know that line process as far as our stuff goes. And my business card. If you
Okay.
have any questions, concerns, anything you're more than welcome to give me a call.
Okay.
Hey, David. I hate to interrupt.
Go ahead.
These are the JAG guys. You want them to identify themselves or however they do that?
Yeah. Who am I speaking with?
This is not the day yet. This is
Captain Butler or Captain McElroy?
McElroy?
That's her commander.